topic of discussion, but I forgot. I always forget. I be having so much to say, but as soon as the camera comes on, it be blank. Yeah, like I said, I have so much to say, but as soon as the camera comes on, it's blank. It's like, it's almost like a kid who do all this wonderful thing, but as soon as you turn the camera on, then they get shy. It's weird. All of a sudden, these ideas just shy away. I'm mad at myself. This is when you gotta write shit down, man. This is when you gotta write it down, man. Another day at work, you know, it's already Tuesday. The day do move fast, man. They do. Oh, how many minutes I got? Hold up. I got 10 minutes, roughly, so. Roughly 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Move. Word. There's a bird tripping. The bird's tripping. It's like, wait. Well, like I said, my mind, right? Oh, your mind shies away from these things. So, what is the mind itself? Why do my mind seem to shy away when it comes to, when it's an instance like this, when I had topics in my head, why did that happen? Your mind, they be having great ideas even when it's in an environment. Your mind is like a climate. It's like a forecast. It is a weather. It is what grows you. It is what ages you, basically. It is just like any other climate. If it wasn't for the climate, this environment that I'm in will never change. The day will remain the same. There will be no meaning to life. The climate is the reason why plants grow, the reason why we age, the reason why life seems a little bit better than what it is. Because if I was to come outside and trees don't grow, and I don't grow, and nothing grows, and the day is the same day, we wouldn't even have time to even count the days. But because of the climate itself, it is what gives us meaning in this life itself. And I realized that when I came to California, honestly. I did. Because in New York City, I'm expecting winter, spring, fall, and summer. It's like clockwork. It just comes. But I never saw it until I came to California, and I'm like, and I was sitting down. Hold on, let's see if I didn't have time. I got a little bit of time. And I'm sitting down in the hot weather. At that time, I was with, you know, the other company. And I'm sitting down, and every day I sat down, I see these little ants and these little animals, the interchanging of them. You know, one dies, then the other, then they come eat it. And you just see the time, there's like a time frame of it and everything else like that. And the sun dries it up, and then goes back to the soil. There's something grows in its path, and you get to see the growth of plants and everything else. And I came to the realization that I can leave something, I can leave this thing right here. If nobody come and get it, it'll be there the same day. There will be nothing change about it. You feel me? But it's a climate that will rot in this. After it's here for a long time, time-wise, the climate will eat it away. If I leave it in the soil, a fruit, you can see it deteriorated. It basically, what is it? Decompose it. It is the climate that gives meaning to things. So the same way you see the world and the way the climate, the way it rains and let trees grow and everything, there's sunshine and everything else like that, is the same way your mind works with your body itself. Your mind determines everything about your body itself. The way you see, eat, everything. You feel me? The mind. It's not something that you can touch. It really ain't. It's just, it uses the body to perform its duties. So your mind is the weathering of your reality, basically. You feel me? And then what you see out is only what you see out is basically the same thing that you see is in you. So you can always learn more about yourself just by looking out. So your mind is what gives you meaning to life itself. And where do your mind come from? Your mind is your DNA itself. It's something that I can open somebody's skull and see a brain, right? You can see where the brain is at. We know where the heart is at. We know where the guts is at. There's nowhere in our body that we can be like, here is the mind. But we place the mind in the head somewhere area. We did. We placed it somewhere over there. We try to explain it. But the truth of the matter, you cannot pick where the mind is at. It's part of your DNA. This is how you think. It's like a cloud, a filter. It is what the water has to pass through before it even hit the ground. You feel me? There's a lot of things that it goes through. You feel me? It's pure water at first, but if you have pollution and everything else like that, by the time the water gets to you, it's contaminated in some form of fashion. So this is why you gotta clear your thoughts and everything else like that. But oh shit, I got time, so I can just talk and walk. I couldn't even eat my food, B. Cause niggas done locked the door on me. Like, I don't like too many people looking at me when I'm eating, man. Fuck. Niggas be all up in your mouth. You gotta be careful, man. There's a lot of witchcraft people out there. You eating, they don't even have to put nothing in your food no more. They could just look at you and give you and do some witchcraft shit. You feel me? So you just gotta be careful who you eat in front of. Word up. Anyway, I'm gonna put this shit in the fridge. I might eat it later. Psych. It's a waste of money. Anyway, so your mind is the thing that weathers your body. Without your mind, you couldn't. There's no meaning to your life itself. You just be you. Without the weather, what will Earth be like? Whoa, it's a big whatever the fuck that is. California, I swear. These bugs is different out here. They fat and healthy. And all the sun out here. So without the weather itself, let's take the weather out the equation. You feel me? I wish I had my laptop so I can look at the meaning of weather so we can eat off that meaning a little bit. If we take the weather out the equation, none of these trees, everything will remain the same. Word up. There might be trees. There might be. You feel me? There might be something that sustains itself without needing the sunlight. Because life always seems to find a way. But what will regulate, what regulates our system and our environment is the changing of weather, is the weather itself, is the weather that gives it all the meaning that it needs. It's the reason why we age the way we age. Your breath, everything else is very, very much dependent on the weather itself. Your survival depends on the weather. And that's the same thing with your mind. You feel me? Can we control the weather? Of course not. We can't control what the weather does. Like, we can manipulate it. You feel me? There's ways of manipulating your mind to work in favor of you. By studying this pattern and everything else like that, you can get to manipulate it so it works in favor of you. The same thing with the weather itself. Sometimes we can manipulate it. You feel me? But to have total control over it, nah, it can't. You can't have total control over the way you think and everything else like that. You just can't. You can manipulate it by basically, instead of your kids having brown eyes, you can manipulate it and make sure that they have blue eyes. And if it's an individual, you can manipulate your mind by seeing the patterns of your mind. Then if you start thinking a certain way, you be like, oh, I understand why I'm thinking the way I'm thinking. Bomb, you feel me? And stuff like that. But anything else is just not going to work. Our mind is what regulates us. And I know a lot of people been asking, hold on, let me see. That's their mind talking, you feel me? You feel me? I was listening to somebody one time and he said, I'm not gonna mention on it. I was listening to somebody and he said that we walking in the white man's mind when we in America. He said the system, the way you see it, the way things are built and everything else like that. He said this is the mind of the white man. So sometimes your mind, it's a manifestation. Like you had an idea and you put the idea out there. People can actually walk in your mind by the things that you build. You feel me? So that in itself, you can actually create something out of your mind itself, and people can walk in it, you know what I mean, and see what you are and see who you are for what you did. So it's very important that you do the right thing sometimes, because the things that you do are a reflection of who you are. It's like a manifestation of who you are. So if there's too much violence, if there's too much poverty, these are the bad things. If it's democracy, if it's people having the right to communicate with each other without being executed and everything else, these are the good things. You feel me? So if you gain the best of both worlds as we walk in this environment that he called the white man's mind. You feel me? It's just how you see it. A negative person will only focus on the negative stuff. A reasonable person will see both sides. You feel me? So it is what it is. Anyway, I got 2 minutes. Let me walk back. You feel me? So your mind is what basically it is not just, I'm trying to explain it. The reason why I brought that up, because it is not just the weather that changes things. So if the cloud is gray today, right? Be quiet, sir. If the cloud is gray today, it affects your mood and how you move about the world. If you're a person